Shit. Let me ask you something. How many times have you looked at someone who made it and thought, they just got lucky? How often have you told yourself that success is reserved for the chosen few, the ones with the right connections, the perfect timing, or the magic touch? Let me break that illusion right now. Success is not luck. It's not some lottery ticket you stumble upon. It's not divine coincidence or fate handing out rewards. Success is earned. It's built layer by layer, day by day, with your own two hands, fueled by patience and unshakable hard work. Relationships, not a mystery, it's a method. You don't fall into success, you grow into it. You shape yourself into someone who deserves it. Every champion, every leader, relationship, every top performer you've ever admired didn't just get there. They worked for it, they fought for it, they sacrificed for it. While others were sleeping, they were grinding. While others were distracted, they were focused. They weren't waiting for the perfect moment. They were creating it. And here's the truth no one wants to talk about. This game takes time, real time. It's quiet mornings and 1,000 invisible failures, because patience, that's not weakness. That's strength. That's emotional maturity. Relationship, it's knowing that your breakthrough is coming, but you still have to show up every damn day and do the work even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when no one claps for you. Anyone can hustle for a day, a week, maybe even a few months, but the ones who rise, the ones who actually make it, are the ones who stay consistent for years. They trust the process. They understand that big dreams are not built on bursts of motivation. They're built on discipline, on showing up when it's inconvenient, on grinding even when it doesn't look like it's working, because deep down they know it is. Success isn't about how loud you shout your goals. It's about how quietly you grind for them. About who you become in the process, the version of you that can handle success, maintain it, and keep growing beyond it. That version is not created overnight. It's sculpted by effort, molded by repetition, and carved out through experience. So if you're waiting for a stroke of luck, stop. Start building your moment. Start earning your success. Stop outsourcing your future to chance and start owning your journey. The question is never, will I be lucky? The question is, am I willing to do the work long enough to become undeniable? You want to win? Then stop chasing shortcuts. There is no elevator to greatness. You take the stairs one disciplined step at a time. So rise up, show up, and don't just hope for success. Go build it, because it's not luck. It's yours to create with patience, purpose, and with relentless, unapologetic hard work. Hard work isn't just a step on the path to success. It is the path. It's the foundation everything else is built on. You can have talent, you can have vision, you can have dreams so big they scare you, but without hard work, all of it collapses. Talent without effort is wasted. Ideas without execution are meaningless. Dreams without sweat stay dreams. Hard work is what separates the talkers from the doers. It's what takes the dreamers and turns them into builders. It's what transforms a wish into a result. Wants to be successful until they see what success actually costs. Success demands hours. It demands sacrifice. It demands that you do the work even when you're tired. Even when you're uninspired. Even when it feels like nothing is happening. And here's the kicker. Most people will never put in that kind of work. They want the reward but not the grind. They want the praise without the pain. But the truth is, the ones who win are the ones who do what others aren't willing to do. They push through the fatigue. They wake up early. They study more. Should they fail, learn and go again, not once, not twice, but over and over until effort becomes habit and habit becomes mastery. Hard work isn't glamorous. It's not always exciting. It's early mornings, late nights, and countless hours in the dark with no applause. It's doing the same thing over and over again until the rest of the world calls you an overnight success. But what they don't see, what they'll never see, are the thousands of behind the curtain. The nights when you were exhausted but kept going. The days you felt invisible but chose to show up anyway. That's the foundation. That's where real strength is built. In those lonely, unrecognized hours when you choose to give your best, not for a pat on the back, not for the claps, but because deep down you know the work is what shapes you. The grind is what makes you. The process is where you earn the right to succeed. No one hands you greatness. You build it. You earn it brick by brick, repetition by repetition, through action, not excuses, through effort, not entitlement. And when it's all said and done, the people who make it aren't the ones who waited for the perfect moment. They're the ones who worked for it, built it, and refused to quit. Hard work is not optional. It's the price of admission. Patience isn't weakness. It's not passivity. It's not sitting around waiting for something to happen. Patience is power. It's mental strength. It's emotional control. It's the quiet confidence to stay the course when nothing seemed to be working yet. In a world addicted to instant results, real patience is rare. But it's also where the real breakthroughs happen. Because the truth is, anything worth achieving takes time. Success is not fast food. It's a slow-cooked meal. And if you want something that lasts, something real, something that changes your life, you have to be willing to wait and work longer than most people ever will. The problem is, most people quit too soon. They try something for a week or a month and give up because they don't see results. But what they don't understand is that progress is happening even when it's not visible. Seeds don't sprout the day you plant them. You have to water them, protect them, and trust that beneath the surface, roots are growing. That's what patience is. It's the faith that your effort is not being wasted. Relationship. It's the discipline to stay committed long enough to see it pay off. Success doesn't show up just because you're passionate. It shows up when you're patient. When you keep showing up long after the excitement wears off. When you keep pushing even after the motivation is gone. That's the difference between those who dream and those who live their dreams. It's not just talent or timing, it's the ability to endure the in-between. The days of doubt, the weeks of silence, the months of little to no progress. Winners are not faster, they're just willing to last longer. Patience is refusing to let the lack of immediate results dictate your actions. It's choosing to believe in the process when the results aren't yet visible. It's not reacting emotionally to every delay or obstacle. It's staying locked in on the vision and moving forward no matter how long it takes. And ironically, when you stop rushing, you start accelerating. You move with more intention, more focus, more energy, because you're no longer chasing shortcuts. You're building the real thing, step by step. So if you're not seeing the results you want yet, good. That means you're in the middle of it. You're building something that matters. You're doing it right. Stay in the game. Hold the line. Keep watering those seeds. Let time and consistency do their job. Don't underestimate how powerful it is to simply not give up. Because if you're still standing, still working, still showing up, then success is still in play. And eventually, all that patience turns into progress. All that waiting turns into winning. Patience isn't what holds you back. It's what launches you forward when the time is right. If you're only working hard on the days you feel like it, you're losing. If you're only showing up when it's convenient, you're falling behind. Because the truth is, emotion is unreliable. It changes, it fades, it gets bored. But discipline shows up no matter how you feel. Discipline is the commitment to act even when every part of you wants to stay comfortable. It's the decision to keep going when motivation is nowhere to be found. And that's where success is born, not in emotion, but in action taken regardless of emotion. You can't build a legacy off of feelings. You can't build a business, a body, a dream life based on your mood. Why? Because your emotions will lie to you. They'll tell you you're tired when you're not. They'll tell you to rest when you haven't even pushed. They'll beg for comfort when you're right on the edge of growth. And if you let your feelings drive your decisions, you'll quit every time it gets hard. You'll pull back when you need to lean in. You'll choose ease over excellence. And that's the gap between most people and their goals. They're waiting to feel inspired before they take action. But the winners, the elite performers, the people who live at the top of their game, they don't wait. They don't need to feel like it, they just do it. They execute, they move. They operate on principle, not preference. They've trained themselves to act with consistency instead of emotion. And that muscle, discipline, it doesn't come naturally. It's built through repetition, through sacrifice, through saying yes to your goals when it would be easier to say no. It's not that disciplined people never feel lazy or afraid or discouraged. It's that they don't let those feelings lead. They've learned how to feel everything and keep going anyway. They show up on the days they want to quit. They train when they're tired. They write when they're uninspired. They do what's required, not what's convenient. That's what makes them unstoppable. Relationship. The world is full of talented people who never made it because they couldn't master their emotions. And it's full of average people who became extraordinary because they did. It's not about being the most gifted. It's about being the most consistent, the most reliable, the most unshakable. You want real power. You want real results. Then build the discipline to act when it's hard, when it's cold, when no one's watching and no one's clapping. Because discipline doesn't just get you started. It gets you through. It carries you when passion runs out. It finishes what motivation begins. And in the end, it's not emotion that defines your future. It's your habits, your discipline, your decision to take action. Day after day, regardless of how you feel. That's how you win. That's how you rise. That's how you create the life you want. By doing the work, especially when you don't feel like it. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of it. You don't succeed despite your failures. You succeed because of them. Every setback, every disappointment, every moment where you fell flat on your face is a brick in the foundation of your future success, if you choose to see it that way. The people who rise aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who refuse to be defined by their failures. They get back up again and again because they know that each fall teaches them how to rise stronger. Failure is feedback. It's the universe telling you what doesn't work, so you can find what does. It's not a reason to quit. It's a reason to adjust, to refine, to grow. Most people run from failure. Relationship, they hide from it. They treat it like proof that they're not good enough. But failure doesn't mean you're not good enough. It means you're in the game. It means you're trying something real. And if you can learn to face it without flinching, if you can study your losses with the same intensity as you chase your wins, then failure becomes your greatest teacher. Some of the most successful people in history failed more times than most people even dared to try. They were rejected, laughed at, underestimated, doubted, even by themselves. But they kept showing up. They didn't see failure as a wall, they saw it as a staircase. Every mistake brought them closer to mastery. Every wrong turn taught them how to navigate the right one. Every no built the resilience required to eventually earn the yes. You grow through what you go through. And if you're not failing, you're probably playing it too safe. Playing small, staying comfortable, because the path to real success is lined with rejection, frustration, and painful lessons. That's the price. That's the toll you pay on the road to greatness. And most people are unwilling to pay it. They want the rewards without the risk, the achievement without the adversity. But the truth is, the more you're willing to fail, the more you're capable of succeeding. What matters is not how many times you fall. What matters is that you refuse to stay down, that you take each failure, extract a lesson, and come back sharper, smarter, hungrier. Because when you reframe failure, you take away its power to paralyze you. You stop seeing it as a dead end and start seeing it as a redirection, as a necessary part of the climb. And once you embrace that mindset, there's nothing that can truly stop you. Not rejection, not setbacks, not even the darkest, hardest days, because you understand they're not the end. They're just the beginning of something bigger. So go ahead, fail forward, fail often, fail loud. Let the world see you fall and rise again. Because each time you do, you become more dangerous, more resilient, more unstoppable. And that's how you build the kind of success that lasts, not by avoiding failure, but by using it as fuel. You will never accidentally arrive at success. No one wakes up at the top of the mountain. You have to climb with purpose, with strategy, and with clarity. And that starts in your mind. Everything you want begins first with vision. The ability to see a future that doesn't exist yet. If you can't see it, you'll never build it. You have to be able to close your eyes and feel it before it ever becomes real. Because your mind will quit long before your body does. Unless it's anchored to something bigger. Vision is that anchor. It's what keeps you going when the grind gets brutal, when the results are slow, when doubt creeps in. You must see the outcome in such detail that you're pulled toward it, no matter what it costs. But vision alone is never enough. Dreams without plans are just fantasies. Once you see it, you need to break it down. You need a roadmap. You need to take that huge goal and chop it into clear, actionable steps. How are you getting there? What needs to be done this month, this week, today? Planning is where intention becomes direction. Without a plan, you'll drift. You'll get busy being busy, but you won't make real progress. Planning doesn't mean overthinking or waiting for perfection. It means knowing what needs to be done, in what order, and by when. So you move forward with precision instead of guesswork. Then comes the part most people skip: execution. Because it's easy to dream, it's easy to plan. But execution, that's the battlefield. That's where you show what you're made of. No one's clapping when you're waking up early to grind. No one's watching when you're working late and questioning if it's worth it. That's the part of the journey where 90% of people drop off. Because it's hard, it's repetitive, and it doesn't always feel good. But it's in the doing that the real transformation happens. Execution is the bridge between your vision and your reality. And you have to cross it every single day. You don't need more ideas, you need more action. You don't need more motivation, you need more discipline to follow through. The life you want isn't waiting for you to be more inspired. It's waiting for you to move, to stop thinking about it, to stop talking about it, and to do the work. The people who win in this world aren't always the smartest. They're not always the most talented. But they are the ones who take consistent action, day after day, no matter how they feel. They trust the process. They keep swinging. They keep executing, even when the results aren't instant. So visualize it so clearly that it becomes your obsession. Plan it so thoroughly that confusion never slows you down. And then execute so relentlessly that success doesn't become a question. It becomes inevitable. You're not here to wait for opportunities. You're here to create them. Not someday, not when it's easy. No, because success doesn't belong to the most hopeful. It belongs to the most prepared, the most committed, the most consistent. Visualize, plan, execute, repeat. That's how you build a life you don't need a vacation from. That's how you win. So now you know. Success isn't about luck. It's not some random miracle or overnight breakthrough. It's a process. A test of your patience, your discipline, your willingness to work harder and longer than anyone else. It's about showing up when you're tired, pushing through when you're discouraged, and refusing to quit when the world tells you it's over. It's about choosing consistency over comfort, discipline over emotion, and action over excuses. Every win you're chasing, every dream you hold in your heart, it's possible, but not by chance, not by waiting. You get there by building, brick by brick, step by step, day by day. You visualize it, you plan for it, and then you execute relentlessly. You fail, you learn, you adjust, and you keep going. Because that's the real formula. That's the game. And it doesn't care how you feel. It only responds to how you fight. So stop waiting for perfect timing. Stop hoping for luck to bail you out. You don't need luck. You need grit. You need vision, you need patience, and you need to outwork every excuse standing between you and the life you were meant to live. The dream is yours. The grind is yours. The victory will be yours too if you earn it. Now go out there and take what's already waiting for you.